Hi, I'm Harriette from Harriette Says Hello. I make lino prints and digital artworks.
Hi, I'm Helen from Studio Milena Textiles and I make handwoven art panels and accessories.
Wow. So how are you? What have you been working on at the minute?
Um, I've been doing some of my handwoven pouches. They're actually my best-selling item. I don't know if you've seen any of them on my Etsy shop.
On, yeah, your Instagram.
Basically, there. This is them. So I've just been finishing off a lot of those. I've actually been stitching them up. I do three different sizes of those, and so that's what I've been doing. Just finishing off. How have you been going? What have you been doing?
Yeah, good. I'm working on some new lino prints at the minute. I started with lino prints and I'm coming back to them again now. Use a lot of mediums and I dabble in everything, but I've kind of circled back round to where I began and I'm starting doing them, but like in a slightly different way. So I do a lot of floral ones, but I'm wanting to add a bit more of a graphical element. So using
Yeah.
geometric shapes sort of behind flowers and things like that. So
And do you do well with your lino prints? Do they sell well?
they're quite popular out of what I do. Like I really like doing sort of like my digital artwork illustrations and things, but it's my linos that seem to be really attractive. And I
Yeah.
think it's because I mean, who doesn't love flowers? Like you can't go wrong with a bunch of flowers, can you? And I just love using bright colours with them
Yeah.
because you can get really nice detailed lines when you're carving them out, and then you can do different layers and different sections in different colours, so you can build up a really nice crisp print. One of my favourite pieces to make is my sunflowers because they're so sunny and warm, and you can get such lovely yellowy orange tones in them. And I think everyone thinks that as well, actually, because they're one of my best sellers. They've done really well. And even was like little greetings cards, and they sell really well as well. I just think they bring so much joy, don't they? Sunflowers.
Yes, they
So
do.
well.
Can't help
So
smiling when you see a sunflower, can you?
yeah, they're just you can't when you're especially like in a field of them, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I know they've done really well. That's been one of
yeah,
the next pieces. It's nice to know that actually each individual one is hand printed. So even though it's the same as somebody else's, it's different because depending on
mm,
how hard I've pressed, you get like a very different like dappling in the texture of the paper, which is quite
yeah,
attractive.
yeah. That's similar with the hand woven textiles as well, even though I do say with my bags, because they're the main product thing that I do. The rest of it is my woven artworks. With the bags, I'll weave the fabric, and it just all depends on where it's cut from. So each bag will
Yeah.
actually be completely unique. There's no two that are the same, even though they may come from that same weave pattern.
So
Yeah.
do you, for the bags, do you weave like a large piece and then cut it down to size?
Yes, yeah. So I'll it's quite a slow process really, the whole thing of weaving, hand weaving. So it probably takes me about a day and a half to thread up my loom.
Just thread
Um,
it up.
just ready
I
to.
thought you were going to say finish the thing. I was like, oh, okay.
So after I've done that, I normally need a day off really, because then
Yeah.
I think, right, okay, I need to go and do something else, and then I'll come back to the weaving. But once you start weaving, then you just get into your
Get
flow,
into rhythm.
and
Yeah.
I'll know what sort of my design is going to be when I'm doing the bags. So I just weave up. I'll work out how many bags I want to do and weave up the lengths of fabric.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I cut them out.
nice and that.
Yeah, it's slightly different for the woven artworks because sometimes I work quite organically with those. So
Yeah.
I actually design as I'm going with some of them.
Oh,
So they
nice.
take
Rather
long
than having
to
to
do.
pre-prepare, you kind of just
Yeah,
let it flow. Well, that's
yeah.
nice though. Is that
Yeah.
one behind you on the wall?
Yes, it is. Yes, so some of them I frame.
They look nice in the frame. Do you leave the edges like tasseled?
Yes, I keep
Yeah, it
the
looks really
edges
nice.
raw, and I frame them because I think that makes them look more contemporary.
Yeah,
Um,
it looks really
yeah,
good.
and then some of them, because actually my woven artworks are my favourite thing to do. I could just do these all the time, but you obviously my best
Oh, I love the
my
chunky one through that.
best
That's
this.
really lovely.
I've got this on a hanger just so I can sort of lift it up and show, but I don't sell them. Well, I do sell them framed, but not on Etsy. On Etsy, I just put a concealed, at the back, I'll put concealed pocket, and then that's where the hanger detail goes on. So when you put it on the wall, it will just look as if it's just sort of floating on your wall.
Yeah, really nice though.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I see you're on the behind you. You've got those amazing digital posters. I love those. I've seen them on your Etsy shop. They're great. What got you into doing those?
Just sort of wanted to play around with really bright colours and experiment with blending them together, and then maybe putting like a clash of a opposing or contrasting colour over the top.
Colours.
So I actually started working on my iPad, and obviously it's fantastic because you've got an undo button. So if you do make a mistake, you can change it.
Yeah.
So what inspires your colour combinations?
I think, to be honest, there's all sorts of different things. It's just whatever I can sort of see around me. And I've been what I am actually really interested in is architecture, and I've been looking a lot at brickwork and the different colours within brickwork and like old brick walls. So I have used that in a lot of this, the latest work that I've been doing. So that's definitely come through then, but then I'll put in like a pop of an unexpected colour, because I like to have that where you suddenly think, whoa, where's that?
Yeah, that's a bit different.
Like in the threads and everything. So although brick walls sound a bit boring, but then I'll put other colours in. And yeah, so it's sort of like that's something that it stems from. So how about you? Because your colours are amazing. I love your use of colour.
I really like picking colours that just are really vibrant and blend together. And sometimes they'll be inspired, like if I've been on a walk or like by to the seaside and you've got like a sunset, and so you get this gorgeous orangey colours, but you've got the blues of the water. And sometimes it's just colours that maybe I've just seen around the house, and I'll just think, well, actually, that's a nice combination. You wouldn't have thought to put them together, but because you've put something on something else, you think, actually, that's quite nice.
Yeah, no, they're really lovely. They're really eye-catching. They're quite different as well. I love them.
Yeah, I like that it's not really of anything either. So if you like the colours, it can kind of just fit in anywhere, just because you like the colours of it.
And do you sell them framed as well?
At the minute, no, because it's like with them, they're being like A1 and A0. It would be a bit hard to sell them framed. So at the minute, they just come sort of in a big postal tube. You can get framed. If I was at a show, I'd probably sell them framed, because I think they're just so much more attractive in a frame, like you were saying with yours. It's a finished item, isn't it? It just looks really nice.
And likewise, that's why I don't sell them framed. I suddenly thought, I've just said I don't sell them framed and on Etsy, but it's likewise, it's because of the size of them, and it would cost people so much in postage for them as well.
It's also getting it packaged right and having faith in the delivery that it's not going to be damaged.
Well, I hope it goes really well for you, the market.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will, because your work's great. I love it. I love all your work.
Really nice.